I'm going to cover something that you will probably need for your first project, which is timeline and ticks. So as you saw when I create my first blueprint class, my first actor, that's something that's called event tick here. So event tick just allow you to create, to call a function over time. So I just made an example in here. I'm going to break it down for you. So I'm going to make all this pasta disappear. Don't need it for now. Right, so event tick is going to fire every frame of the game. So when I just start this one, I want my little cube here to rotate. So each second it's just moving from 10 centimeters. So this is a good practice to use if I use delta time. But if I'm not using delta time, I'm just going to have a random value because tick is just based on your computer performance. So if you have a performance computer, it's going to rotate really, really fast, as you can see here. If your computer is just a little less powerful, it's not going to move as fast as it is in here. So every time that you're using Eventic, which is not a lot, to be real, you have to use this delta second because this one is just something that control how your Eventic is moving. Okay, so this is for the Eventic. Just use it for rotation and rescale, transform, but not for function calling like explosion or something else because you're going to make your computer crash or you can do rebatting with this thing. So be careful with that. Um, Otherwise, we have timeline. So timeline is something that you can use to change value over time. So if you want to change value on a certain period of time during the game, you can just use the play execution pin here and going to fire and play your animation or whatever it is. So I have a little example in here. So when I press play after I just unplug the Advantage, I'm going to see that 2 seconds after, oh, it's going to move. So to do this, I'm going to break it down for you. I have my timeline. So to create a timeline, just have to right click on the event graph and type in timeline. And it's on the bottom, add timeline. Or just add timeline. Press enter, so it's gonna ask for a name. Move something. Okay, so I already have one, so I'm going to delete this one. Compile. Okay, so when I double click on it, it's going to ask for a value that I want to change. So you have floats, vector, event track, and color. So if you want to change a specific color of an object, but that's not what I'm going to do, so I'm going to delete this one. Right, so you can right click on this graph here and add a curve. So a curve is basically the value that you're gonna set on a certain period of time here. So if at 0.5 seconds I want it to be zero point 0.5, I just set it in here, time and value. And the length is total play, the total play time of this timeline. So one is 1 second. If you want 50 seconds, you can set it 50 seconds. But for the sake of this example, I'm going to say it 1. So you just add tracks in here and play around with it. So you can just have exactly what you need. So for this example, I just need a float. So this example is a float. So at time 0, the value is going to be 0. And at time 1, the value is going to be 1. So I get back to my event graph. So when the game is beginning, 2 seconds, I'm waiting 2 seconds to play my timeline. So when it updates, so once I play my timeline, as long as my float factor that you saw here didn't get to its final value here, which is 1, the timeline is going to update. It's going to fire this wire, this white wire, which is plugged to a add transform location, add word transform. Sorry. So my add word transform is connected to my actor, which is the little cube that you saw here, my little jukebox. And my value, which is 0 to 1 here, my float factor, which is its name that you have here. So it's going to be multiplied by 100. And from this, I'm going to make a vector. So I'm going to move my cube on the x-axis. Okay. I'm going to make a vector out of it and plug it to my new delta transform location. Okay. So if you follow this workflow, you probably understand blueprints. So I'm going to press play. Wait 2 seconds. It's going to move fast. Here it is. So I can work with it to make it reverse from end, play from start. And when it's finished, I can fire another trigger to print timeline is over. Press enter. If I play, wait 2 seconds. Right, timeline is over. Okay, so that's it for timeline ticks. I'm going to see you in the next video.